Trying to run a modern spinning mill can feel like you're trying to conduct a massive orchestra where every musician has a different sheet of music. It's just chaos. Today, we're going to take a look at how the Integra Recycling Spinning ERP is designed to bring a little bit of harmony to all of that. So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll dig into the planning problem that so many mills are up against. Then, we'll introduce a unified ERP that's built to tackle it. We'll look at how it gives you visibility across your operations, dive deep into its AI planning assistant, and finally, see how it turns all that data into much, much smarter decisions. All right, let's jump right in with a challenge that I bet sounds pretty familiar to any planning team out there. That daily grind of turning a mountain of messy spreadsheets into a production schedule that actually works. So I have to ask you, does your planning process feel like you're just wrestling with these massive, complicated spreadsheets day in and day out? If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are not alone. And this is why. These are the headaches that just come with manual planning. I mean, the whole process just takes way too long. Often, the most important decisions really depend on the knowledge that's stuck in one person's head. Trying to figure out your actual capacity? That's a constant guessing game. And things like maintaining color continuity can feel almost impossible. Then an urgent order comes in, and boom, the whole schedule is thrown into chaos, making it super easy to miss the really critical exceptions. So how do we get past all that? Well, that brings us right to our next section. We're going to look at a unified ERP solution that's designed to bring some much-needed structure to all this complexity. And here it is. This is the Integra Recycling Spinning ERP. It's been built from the ground up to be the answer to all those planning challenges we just talked about. But what is it, really? Well, think of it as more than just a piece of software. It's a whole integrated ecosystem. Its goal is to help your mill move away from those manual, person-dependent ways of doing things and into a planning environment that is structured, totally visible, and way more collaborative. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. How does it actually do all this? We'll start with what I call core operational visibility, how the system gives you one clear, single picture of your entire operation. It really all starts with getting your data right. With this system, you can define every single blend, every yarn composition, all in one central place. This just gets rid of so much confusion and makes sure that everybody, from planning all the way to production, is working off the exact same playbook. Next up, quality control, because, visibility needs to start the second your materials arrive. You can chart QC status right from the goods receipt. You can see what's been graded, what's waiting, what's just a sample. This gives you an immediate picture of your raw material quality. And to really understand what's going on, you've got to have real-time data from the factory floor, right? The daily production reports give you exactly that. You get insights into output by shift, by supervisor, by machine, so you always have a live pulse on what's happening. And of course, we have to talk about stock. Having a clear, centralized, totally up-to-date view of your inventory, well, it's a non-negotiable. It helps you avoid shortages that bring production to a grinding halt, and it stops you from tying up too much money in overages. The system basically becomes your single source of truth for all materials. So now that we've got that foundation of solid visibility, let's look at the real engine that drives the planning process, the AI planning assistant. And I want you to think of this less like some futuristic, complicated AI and more like a really practical, hands-on partner for your planning engineers. In fact, this is probably the best way to put it. It's not trying to replace planners. It's about giving them an incredibly powerful assistant that actually understands all the little complexities of a spinning mill. So, how does this assistant actually work its magic? Well, it's a really clear 6-step process. First, you upload your customer orders, usually just from an Excel file. The system then automatically cleans and standardizes all that data, getting rid of any weird inconsistencies. Next, it matches each order to the machines that are technically capable of producing it. Then it figures out the exact production hours needed. From there, it groups things into logical production lots so your schedule isn't all fragmented. And then finally, it builds out the complete, line-by-line production schedule. Okay, but here's something that's just as important as knowing what you can plan. It's having total visibility into what you can't plan. And for engineers, this is an absolute game changer. You see, the system doesn't just pretend problems don't exist, it actively flags them for you. It'll show you orders that just can't be matched to any machine, or it'll point out technical mismatches. It even separates out those small sample orders so they don't mess up your main production flow. This means you spot problems before they ever become a crisis on the production floor. And this quote right here really gets to the heart of its value for engineers. Instead of trying to create some perfect on paper plan by forcing things to fit where they don't belong, it pulls out the exceptions. This lets planners deal with them head on, which is just a much more realistic and effective way to run things. Okay, so let's pull all of this together now. We've seen how you get core visibility, we've seen the intelligent assistant, but what's the end game? What's the ultimate impact? Well, it's all about empowering your entire planning team to shift from making decisions based on gut feel to making them based on hard data. And the end result is actually pretty simple, but it's also transformative. You get a truly data-driven mill operation. All your big decisions are now based on real capacity, real technical limits, and real-time information. So for the engineers and planners on the ground, the benefits are super clear. It drastically cuts down on manual planning time. It brings a clear, repeatable structure to scheduling. It gives you incredible visibility into line loading, so you know exactly how much work is on each machine's plate. You can see those critical exceptions before they blow up. And maybe best of all, it makes it so much easier to replan when priorities inevitably change. And I want to leave you with this because it's probably the most important takeaway of all. The Integra Recycling Spinning ERP does not replace the experience and the judgment of your planning team. No system ever could. What it does do is give them a much, much stronger starting point. It gives them a data-driven plan that's already, say, 80% of the way there. And this frees up your team to use their expertise where it really counts, on optimizing, on solving the truly complex problems, and on making those final strategic calls. It's not about replacing judgment. It's all about empowering it.